Do you know how many licks it takes to get to the center of a dum-dum? I have no idea. Much like my body work, I have no idea. Okay, today we're going to fit our cap for our B-pillar, which is right here. That's our job today. We're gonna get that done. So we need to probably make that level and make that a nice clean mount right here. That space is terrible. So I've cut it. It looks like I've cut. It's lower on the back side and higher on the front side because I probably came in with an angle wrong. So I'm going to use this actually and mark it and make it flush, and then make a new mark and then try to cut along that mark so that'll fit better. That'll be the first thing we do. The second thing we do, as you can see here, right along the edge, this is larger than our panel. Our fitting, much like Richard from Church Out Classics told me, these parts come and they're too big. So you have to cut them down, so literally cut them in half and weld them back together so that they'll be the right size. Unfortunately, he was right. So we're going to have to sort out how to cut this in half, and then I'll get to weld that back together. Yay! All right, that's not exciting. I went to the hardware store today in Blanchard and in Newcastle, and none of them had any discs that were the 1/16 discs, the little tiny ones that take a small chunk out of the middle of the steel. So I'm going to wind up using my big one, and hopefully I'll be able to get it to the right size. So two things. First thing, measure all the way around, or not measure, to mark all the way around over here, and then to try to find out a way to mark this with a straight line. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so obviously, let's see if I can get a good shot of that up close. So you can see that up here is very small and down here is very large. So I indeed came in at it just like that with the saw. Needed to be more flat. That was a bad move. So we'll go all the way over here and all the way over here. Make our piece fit nice and cleanly. And then we'll start cutting on this. Okay. Try not to damaging the camera. I had a bunch of sparks hit it and I've damaged my lens. Hopefully the quality is not diminished greatly. That's probably hot as crap. Hey, look at that. Get off, get off, get off. I don't have my gloves on, so that's being really stupid. And I need to check the other side to make sure I can get underneath it. Get the big large screwdriver. See if we can get under there. Let's see what happens. Hey, what are we finding under there? More rust. Of course, don't be stupid. Has to be rust under there. That's the way things work. Oh, I should be showing you what I'm doing over here. There's a spot weld there, right under that. Let's get that spot weld out of there. Did find some. It's crunchy under there though. Okay. Let's try the air chisel. Okay, I don't need any more of that. Alright, so we've got a little bit of a chunk of that still left. I'm just gonna grind it off, I think, with the grinder. Safety second. Where's my mask? Where'd you put that? Right there, it is on the ground. Okay, that's gonna do it. Okay, that's gonna work. Where's the metal box? Oh, trash. All right, that's gonna work. Okay, so I've ground off the edges so that the welds will match. So that's super good. All right, so that's gonna be flat now. Look at that. Looky, it's flat. How exciting. Ooh, super exciting. Half of me says don't even cut that in half and just do this, but this other half of me, it says try to do this the right way, is telling me to cut it in half and weld it back together. So how much of this do I need to cut off? So the distance from the bottom of the sill to the fold, that's the distance this is going to be. So we need to make some measurements and not weld something we're not going to be using. So you should measure that and sort that, and you know, I'm going to cut that and then it'll be the wrong size, and then I'll be really excited because I'm really bad at measuring stuff and getting it right. If I could see the thing here, I'd measure it, mark it, but I can see it on this side. Not excited. That's not. I only get to do this once, so here's the spot. So if I mark that wrong, I don't have another one of these, and I'll be out $62 more. Let's play around and see what happens. Okay. Got it. 3 5/16. Now the trick is, how do I get these lovely little marks onto here and it be right, since I really don't have any way to do this thing. Okay. So I'm gonna need to get a square or something out. Okay. One of the tools my dad left me was this really cool protractor. Very super cool. It's got all the, like, you can measure it down to really close 1 degree marks. Anyway, it's going to be super awesome for doing this. Aha! Okay, so I gotta measure. So I'm using 4 as my mark over here, so that's gonna be 7 5/16. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we mark it here. 5. Come and put a couple marks on here. And 5. Oh, that's gonna be hard to mark. Let's mark it this way. 5/16. 5/16. Okay, so now all I gotta do is make a straight line on all of those and make a cut. Straight line all the way across. Let's see how we do. Okay, I used the fancy protractor and I got my mark. It feels like it's either an optical illusion or the lines down here really don't line up with this up here. How scary, because the minute I cut this, we're doomed. So, yeah. All right, this is gonna be fun to cut. Let's see how it goes. Let's put it in the vise just for fun. I could not be more nervous than right now. What would have been the right tool for this? Bandsaw, don't have one. And it is indeed higher on this side than on the other side. Let's go see if it fits. Okay, here we go. Just as I expected. Okay, so this side over here, it's not lining up very well. Here, big gap. Big gap in the front here, and it's touching there. So I'm gonna guess if I put that up on top of that and line that up, I cut it too short. Cool. All right, that's gonna have to work. So we're gonna cut it in half and we're gonna weld it on just like that. It's too short. Piece at the bottom is touching, and it's one saw blade width too short. Having the right tools is so important sometimes. All right, I'm gonna take this little corner off just a little bit to make it flattish. Rat farts. Okay, that's all right. I'm not worried about it. It's gonna be okay. I did watch a video. Let me grab some. Did watch a lot of videos, and I think it's the Make It Custom. That guy who does all that body work. Man, he's an artist, but I could never get to where that guy is. He does that for a living. He does it every day. And cutting a piece of steel and welding it together, and then when he grinds it off, it looks like it was one piece of steel. He's amazing. He was on there, and then I watched some other videos about body panel welding and stuff, and their importance was that I have been doing it butt welding, where I'm touching when I try to do my welding, and they're saying on a MIG it has to have a gap. So I have not been gapping. So most of my welds are probably trash that I have already completed. So this is not a huge bugaboo because it had a gap. It's just gonna be a bigger one to fill than I was thinking I would need to. All right, so we need to take this piece and cut it in half, and then see another bandsaw. Had a bandsaw, it'd be all great. I could drive to the city, I guess. I think Mike's in his shop right now. But then it'd be an hour and a half of time wasted today for one cut. So we're gonna get our fancy protractor out again and make some more marks, and we're going to attempt to cut this in half and then weld it back together. Okay, I've made all my marks, and I've got a moderately straight line here, so that's probably good. All right, so I've marked arrows because I want to put the saw blade on this side of my cut. So the edge of my cut is going to try to be that line. So the saw blade will be on this side, taking the material out of the middle from that angle. So that's the plan, and we'll see how that goes. Back to the vise. Everybody needs a vise. One of my favorite vices is rum. So everybody needs a vise, so keep that in mind. All right, so let's try this. Maybe we can do it all in one piece like that. Stop. All right, here we go. Cut side on this side, so I need to take my blade down that way. All right, just like that on that side. All right, wish me luck. Thank you. That went better than I thought it would. Okay, let's just dry fit it and see what happens. All right, on this side, I am fully lined up. Gigantic gap, unfortunately. And together, but, well, oh boy, look at that. Okay, you can't see it from your angle. See the top right there. It is not lined up. I could take more material off. That's gonna be fun. All right, I'm gonna need to take more material off. As you can see on the top right here, that's not lined up. But we're lined up on this side right here. So more material needs to come off. All right, let's take off another blade width. Okay, you didn't get to see the imprecise work I just attempted, so suck it. All right, here we are. And dun dun dun. Oh Lord, really? Okay, it's pretty close. Close enough for rock and roll. Except I have a big old butted joint down here. Really ought to take one more width out of that. Really ought to take one more width out of that. Otherwise this will be a very tight butt weld. This is okay here. This is okay here. Really ought to take one more little nugget out of the middle of that. Eek. Risking it. And for some reason I can't manage to put my gloves on. When I'm doing this, I just keep forgetting. All right, one more blade width off of it. What do you think? Don't comment. I'm already gonna have it done before I see your comment. So, all right, one more blade width. One more blade width removed. I moved it from the other side this time. All right, let's see if we can get this lined up. How's that looking? Yes. All right, that's what we'll go with. That's what we're going with. That's where it's gonna be. Got the camera lined up right? I don't know, I can't tell. That's what it's gonna be. That's what we're doing. All right. I'm gonna weld it right in place just like it is. Just like it is. All right, let's get some magnets. They suck, but let's get them because no, let's get those freaking fancy vice grip thingies. Let's get those. Where are my fancy vice grip? Fancy vice grip thingies. Boom. All right. Let's see if they go that wide. They do. Alrighty. Alright. Is that a good shot? I can hardly tell. Back it up a little bit. Alright, let's get it lined up. Fancy vice grip it in place. Oh, don't slide down. Up you go. And line up. Stay. Oh my Lord, that's so far off. Is that me or that? Is that me? That's really far. That's really far. Not even close. Get it up there. All right, that's better. Okay, that's better-ish. All right, let's do the other side. Get about the same amount of black showing on it. Dry fit it first, so we won't be fussing with it while we're measuring it. Looking out my back door. All right, right there, right there. That is not clampy clamped in a satisfactory manner. Give me a little more bite to it. I don't know why it keeps wanting to do that. That's not, the backside of my sill has got bent or something's wrong. That is not lining up worth a damn. Probably needed to weld those two together so they don't do that on me, but scoot over, stay. That's terrible. It's not lining up, and that's a huge gap that I'm gonna have to close with a welder. I knew this was gonna suck. I told you this was gonna suck, and I was right. It sucked. Why I'm allowed to even have scissors. Bugger me. All right, we're gonna have to work with what we got. Let's get the welder set up. No, no. I'm out of wire. I'm out of wire. Ah! Damn it. Oh, I was at the hardware store just earlier today too. Ah! Damn it. Okay, got some wire. Yay. Let's get back at it.
Two hours later.
That's gonna have to be good enough. So it's all smooth-ish. And this piece is on this piece. I think that's all you can hope for, really. I'm not good at this. All right. So did poke a hole down here. This steel did fail. Blew holes through it with the weld. That went badly. So you can still see the little crack right there where those two butted up together, where I did that weld wrong earlier. But I did fix this side, so that side did take, so that's a little better. The bottom, nothing really to see on the bottom, just tack welds and sealing that, get that piece together. It's got holes in it. So this hole is not a problem. I mean, look, there's holes. There's holes in the bottom. It's got a drain. And in the end, this whole piece, all the way across here, is gonna have a rock slider on it. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. All right, let's get some primer on it so it doesn't rust overnight, and we'll put a second coat on tomorrow. That's what we're gonna call it. All right, that's what we're gonna call it today. Thanks for tuning in, I appreciate it. Like and subscribe, as I always ask. It really helps, I appreciate it. Send some comments. My last video got 125 views as of yesterday. So that was pretty cool. Thanks, everybody. That was really great. My daughter and my son are telling me all these different things I need to do to improve the channel, make more shorts, yada, 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 do some more stuff, yada, yada, yada. So I don't know if I'll be able to do it. They said, be funny. You're a funny guy, Dad. I'm not that guy that builds the tools and stuff. He's super funny. And I without somebody here to tease or riff off of or produce the massive amount of sarcasm I'm famous for, it's hard to make these things funny. So anyway, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Where is the thing?